But let's get right to our word of the day. The word of the day today is reasons. Reasons. What are the reasons why the Eagles are going to win this game? What are the reasons? And it all starts with that tremendous offensive line, okay? You can hear the Dan Orlovskis of the world talking about what the Rams are going to do on offense. And I'm telling you that he doesn't know what he's talking about. Now, he knows X's and O's, but he doesn't know about personnel. That's why he's an analyst and not a GM, because he's not a personnelsman. That's not his strength. You can listen to anybody you want talking about mojo and feelings and motivation because of the fires, and we do feel for the people out in Los Angeles that have lost everything in those fires, and that's very sad, for sure. But that doesn't mean that all of a sudden the Rams' undersized defensive line is going to be able to do a damn thing with the Eagles' offensive line. We've already seen it, okay? I'm not going to sit here and worry because football is simple sometimes. The goal of football is obviously, on any team in football, is to have as many good players as possible. Then after you do that cliche, you want as many big people as possible in football. If you get enough big, great players, you win. And the Eagles have more big, great players than everybody else, and that includes the Rams. The Rams' defensive line is quick, and there's a place for that. And they're talented. Jared Verse, who hates Eagles fans, he said he hates all of you. Make sure he hears about that on Sunday if you're there. Make sure he hears about that. He's small. You know what Jordan Mailata is? He's big, and he's talented, and he's good. And we can go in all these circles talking about, and we'll get to multiple reasons, but there is nothing the Rams can scheme. There's nothing that McVay, who just wins every Super Bowl. The dude has one Super Bowl, and they talk about him like he has 77 Super Bowls. They act like he's such a great coach that every single one of his buddies is now a damn head coach. He's probably upset because he doesn't get to see his friends anymore. Because if you've met McVay, you get a head coaching job. But I'll tell you this, he can't do a damn thing about his small guys doing things about the Eagles' big guys. You saw it that first game. Saquon Barkley is a great player, and he is absolutely a big, big part of why the Eagles are going to win this game. But the bigger part are those big guys in front of them. They're going to be beating on the little guys out on the other side of them over and over again over 4 quarters. And can the Rams maybe hold up for a quarter? Maybe. Can they hold it for a half? Maybe. Can they hold it for 3 quarters? I mean, I guess. Can they hold it for 4 quarters? No. No, they can't. Mathematically, physics, geometry, there's no path to that defensive line handling the Eagles' offensive line, and because of that, the Rams can't win. They can't win. There are other reasons, but sometimes it's simple. The Eagles' big players are so much better than the Rams' big players that aren't that big that they can't do it. And one other thing. Oh, this offense is so scary. Oh, the Eagles can't get the ball to A.J. Brown. This season, A.J. Brown is averaging 16 yards per catch. Puka Nacua, their number 1, is averaging 12. Number 2, Devontae Smith averages 12 yards per catch. Their number 2, Cooper Kupp, gets you 10. How do you beat this defense without making big plays? You can do cute things in the intermediate, but how do you beat the Eagles without making big plays? When this comes down to it, the reasons they're going to win is the Eagles are better. But the Rams are not going to get bigger. They're not going to get stronger by Sunday. Maybe Jared Verse puts on 20 pounds of muscle in the offseason, but he's not putting 20 pounds of muscle up by Sunday. And that is why, Ricky Bo, the Eagles are going to win this football game.
I think that a great way to look at it. Great way to look at it. I'm going to say this much. How about talent? Okay, I just want you to look at the Eagles' offense. And I don't even have to say one name because I could say 11 guys. Because every guy on the Eagles' offense is talented. Every guy that's in a role that either catches the ball or will run the ball or throw the ball is extremely talented. They have playmakers all over the place on the offense. I do believe that they will use different things if they have to, but the running game may all be all they need. Because this is one of those games, you brought up the trenches on the offense. That offensive line, all talented guys, all know exactly what they're doing. They've all been playing together for a long period of time. They know what each other's tendencies are. They're all very good. But to go even further, you brought up the offensive line in the trenches. I'm going to go to the defensive line in the trenches. What in the world is this team? You talked about the offense beating the defense down. How about the Eagles' defense beating on the offense of the Rams? Puka Nacua, not a big guy, right? Can take him down fairly easily. Same thing with Cooper Kupp. If you're around him, you can take him down on contact. I look at that as a positive thing. But I also look at this. You have Milton Williams. You have Josh Sweat. You have Jordan Davis, and you have Jalen Carter all peeking at you from a quarterback's point of view. Do you feel real comfortable going into this game if you're Matthew Stafford, who, number one, doesn't get out of the pocket very well? So that's a bonus for the Eagles. Number two, does not like to throw the ball away, so he's going to make mistakes. I think the Eagles' defensive line picks it up big time in this game. Matthew Stafford makes the mistakes that he normally will make, and the turnovers will cost the Rams big in this game. But like you said, it starts in the trenches. Both sides, this team was built on trenches. Howie loves his trenches, and he's still going to always love his trenches because that's where he goes. He loves going there in a draft, and sooner or later he's going to go right back there and just keep rebuilding trenches. Because why? Because those guys could beat the living hell out of another team, both offensively, defensively, but I look to the trenches also.
Absolutely. So what are your reasons why the Eagles will win? We're looking at the reasons. Thanks so much, everybody, for watching. Really appreciate it. If you want more of this content, make sure you like and subscribe. And you know you can do that kind of over here if you want more of the best show ever.